I fear for my boy Coby. So if you've kept up with One Piece, right, in chapter 1122, we see Coby in the hospital room next to Hikari, right? And, he's listening to Vegapunk's message. Vegapunk, he's telling us that, the person who gets the One Piece has the power to, bring the world, under their rule, bring the world down to, under their knee and stuff like that, right? And he's remembering Luffy's dream, of trying to become Pirate King, and things of that nature, right? And after that, it cuts to this cold ass scene of Coby in the hospital room thinking about Luffy, and he makes the statement that he cannot allow Luffy to achieve his dream. And it is what's really interesting about that is we know that at some point Coby is going to fight Luffy. Okay, and it's inevitable at this point. He's going to have to fight Luffy in order to stop him, right? But we all know what the outcome of that battle would be without even seeing the fight. Coby at this point cannot fight Luffy. There's no way that Coby can even put a hand on Luffy at this point. It's going to be really interesting to see, like in the future chapters, what Coby cooks up in his mind and how he, decides to, try to take down Luffy. The only way that I can actually see Coby trying to do something to Luffy is if he sets up a plan with his whole entire team, right? So, he has like a crew that he follows around. He has Hikari, she looks like a sniper and she can shoot out different types of bullets. She has some woman who can whip buildings and make buildings submit to her, which is really kind of freaky. Like it's like One Piece abilities, they're usually like on some kind of weirdness scale in a way, you know what I mean? But this is one of the weirder abilities. Like she can whip objects and make them submissive to her, which is weird as hell. Okay. Then there's the golem guy, some weird ass dude with a crazy ass looking hat, but he can create golems that can, go around and, do different things. So I don't know, like maybe he's planning on like setting up Luffy and like maybe trapping him or something, but we already know what's going to ultimately happen. It's going to be a 1v1 versus him and Luffy. Whatever plan he's going to cook up, it's not going to work out too well. Right, it's going to ultimately be a 1v1, and that's going to be really, really interesting to see, and one of the things that I also find a little interesting about this is the fact that he actually remembered Luffy's dream in the hospital in the first place, right? So out of everybody in the world, you have Shanks, you have we don't know if Kaido's dead or not, but you have Kaido, you have what's that, Blackbeard, you have all of these other famous pirates that are in the sea right now, and out of everybody, the only pirate that he's even worried about claiming the One Piece is Luffy. And that's kind of strange, because it's like, why isn't he worried about Blackbeard getting the One Piece, for example? Or why isn't he worried about Shanks getting the One Piece? Why is he honed in specifically on Luffy? And I find that kind of interesting because, like, maybe he believes that Luffy would have the highest chance of getting the One Piece, over the others. Which is kind of interesting when you kind of think about that. And another thing about this whole situation is that him trying to stop Luffy from achieving his dream, right, of getting the One Piece, right? He does not want Luffy to rule the world. Okay, like he understands Luffy on some level, right? Like Luffy, he's a great guy, he's a great pirate. You know, he helped him out with Alvida. You know, he did things like that, but Luffy cannot rule the world, according to Coby in his mindset, right? And that's very understandable. Like Luffy, he's a, you know, for all, you know, he's a dumbass. Like, you know, for the most part, you know, Luffy is not a smart guy. Okay, and on top of that, he's a pirate, a very not smart pirate, right? And it's like, even though you can argue that Luffy is a great guy, you know, Luffy ruling the world is not something that could result in anything good. You know, it's bound to, you know, be problematic. Luffy is not a king. You know, he's not ruler material. You see what I'm saying? So I can actually understand Coby in his, you know, efforts in trying to stop Luffy. You know, because it's just as simple as that. You know, it's like, you want to become Pirate King. That's fine. But in becoming Pirate King, this means that you're basically ruling the world, right? And if you're ruling the world, we have to observe you as a person, right? And when you look at Luffy, do you want Luffy to be the ruler of the world? Like, look at Luffy. You know, he's strong, but it's like his mindset really isn't there. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, no, like no, this is a dream that is worth stopping. You know, it's like you're going to let a dumbass become the king of the world, and that's not good. That's not good. I'm telling you, that's not good. So Coby, he has a lot on his plate right now. Okay, and I really want to see him eat it up.